Hello there, legends of the like button. Whether you're watching this on your coffee break, procrastinating a work task, or deep in an existential career crisis, welcome. You're in the right place. Today we're talking about something that might just shift how you think about your job, your skills, and maybe even your future. No pressure, though. Here's the big idea. In the old world, the specialist was king. In the new world, the generalist thrives. But wait, what does that even mean? Let's break it down. Imagine two types of professionals. One is a specialist. They go deep into one skill: law, surgery, spreadsheets that do taxes. The other is a generalist. They know a bunch of things: design, writing, marketing, a little bit of coding, and somehow they're also really good at managing group chats. And once upon a time, that specialist was the ideal. You picked a lane, stayed in it, and rode it all the way to a pension plan and awkward retirement party. But now, the world is changing so fast that sticking to one skill might actually make you less competitive. This isn't about being better or worse, it's about being prepared. Because the real question isn't, should I be a specialist or a generalist? The real question is, which one is better suited to survive in this weird, techie, fast-moving world we live in? And that's what we're unpacking today, with real talk, weird analogies, and just a sprinkle of wildlife. Age of the specialist. All right, let's hop into our time machine and roll back the clock to, let's say, the 1950s. Back then, the rules were simple. You picked a job, you trained for that job, you did that job for 40 years. Then one day, someone handed you a gold watch, a slice of cake, and boom, you retired. No side hustles, no LinkedIn buzzwords, no algorithm anxiety. This was the age of the specialist. And back then, specialists were the superstars. Why, you may ask? Because the world was slower, more stable. If you were a tax accountant, you stayed a tax accountant. No one was out here reinventing Excel every 2 weeks. Nobody expected you to also know TikTok strategy and Canva. Being deeply good at one thing was a guaranteed path to security, income, and neighborhood barbecues where people asked you to explain what you do and then immediately regretted it. But here's the thing. That worked when the world wasn't changing every 12 seconds. Back then, specialization was like planting a big, sturdy tree: deep roots, strong trunk, predictable seasons. But now it's like the whole forest is on rollerblades. Technology evolves so fast that entire job roles can disappear in a long weekend. One minute you're the go-to expert on managing floppy disks. The next minute, you're explaining to your niece why her smartwatch doesn't need one. And let's be honest, a lot of people are still playing the old game in a very new arena. They're building skyscrapers on unstable tectonic plates. They're pandas. The panda is our specialist spirit animal. It's adorable. It's impressive. It eats only bamboo. It lives where there is bamboo. It thrives when there's bamboo. But take the bamboo away? Well, now we're looking at a very fluffy problem. And that's the specialist today. Highly skilled, incredibly valuable in the right environment. But when the terrain changes, the panda's got very few options. No side skills, no backup plan, no plan B, C, or raccoon mode. Which brings us to Part 3, the rise of the generalist. All right, so the specialist panda is feeling the heat. The bamboo's drying up, the climate's shifting, and HR just scheduled a meeting titled Upskilling for the Future. So who's walking into this chaos with sunglasses, a half-charged laptop, and suspiciously high confidence? Yup, the generalist, the modern-day raccoon, agile, opportunistic, always learning, always adapting, probably signed up for another free course last night at 2 a.m. Think of a generalist as someone who's not just good at one thing, but pretty good at a bunch of things. Not an expert violinist, but knows enough to play Happy Birthday and charm their way into a networking event. They might not write code like a Silicon Valley prodigy, but they do know how to use ChatGPT to build a landing page, market it, and design the logo. They're curious, resourceful, and weirdly good at Googling the exact right phrase on the first try. They're like career MacGyvers. Give them a laptop, a YouTube tutorial, and a problem. Boom, solution in 24 hours. with a logo. Generalists don't just survive, they thrive. But why? Because while specialists dive deep into one area, generalists swim across disciplines and connect dots that no one else sees. They don't just ask, how do we build this? They ask, who's this for? How do we sell it? How do we make it look cool on Instagram? That versatility is gold in a world where roles keep changing, new tools drop every Tuesday, and your entire industry might be replaced by an AI that sounds like Morgan Freeman. You might be thinking, isn't that just being scattered? Not at all. A great generalist doesn't dabble randomly, they build interconnected skills. Their creativity lives in the crossroads between disciplines. Steve Jobs wasn't the best engineer. Oprah didn't major in influence. Mr. Beast doesn't have a PhD in YouTube virality. They just learned a lot about a lot, then combined those skills in magical ways. Part 4: How to actually become a high-value generalist. Step 1: Add strategic breadth, your bonus powers. Don't just pick skills at random like it's a skill buffet night at Career Golden Corral. Be intentional. Ask yourself, what skills complement your core? What opens doors in your field? What makes you annoying to replace? Example: core skill, graphic design. Bonus skills: copywriting, branding, social media, motion graphics, AI prompt engineering. Now you're not just a designer, you're a creative Swiss Army knife with a built-in marketing department. Step 2: Start stacking projects, not just certificates. Anyone can watch tutorials until their eyeballs melt, but real generalists build stuff. Make a landing page, launch a newsletter, remix ChatGPT outputs into actual products. Every mini project is XP. Every weird thing you try gives you tools, reps, and stories to tell on job interviews. Step 3: Be curious, not just clever. Generalists have one big edge: relentless curiosity. They don't just learn what they have to, they learn because they can't help it. Follow rabbit holes, explore weird connections. Let your brain go on field trips. Because sometimes the most valuable insights come from the intersection of two things no one thought to combine. Step 4: Be the glue. Here's a little secret. Generalists aren't just good at tasks, they're good at connecting people, tools, and ideas. They speak multiple languages: tech and business, creativity and strategy, finance and memes. They're the ones who explain the AI tool to the marketing team, help the designer write better headlines, and somehow also fix the printer. They might not be the loudest in the room, but they're the ones everyone goes to when stuff breaks. And that's value. So here's the deal. You don't need to be an expert in everything. You just need to know enough to build, pivot, adapt, and connect. The world doesn't need more robots. It needs versatile, creative, curious weirdos who can roll with the chaos and turn it into opportunity. And hey, this isn't a versus battle. The world still needs specialists. Pandas are precious. But it's the generalists, the raccoons of the workforce, who are best built for change. So be curious, stack skills, make stuff. And when in doubt, activate generalist mode, like Batman, but with Google Docs. Until next time, stay resourceful, keep leveling up, and never stop exploring. Who knows, your next big idea might be just one rabbit hole away.